Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have superpowers? They wake up early, read 50 books a year, work out, meditate, and still have time to post amazing Instagram photos? Spoiler, they're not superheroes. They've just discovered the secret of atomic habits. Today, I'm going to show you how to improve 1% every day using small habits that will transform your life. And no, you don't have to turn into a disciplined robot who wakes up at 5 a.m. to do it. In fact, if you've tried that and failed, relax, you're not alone. I've also tried to become a morning person and ended up becoming a couch sleeper. But after years of studying and applying these principles, I can guarantee atomic habits work. And the best part, they're so simple that you'll wonder why you didn't start earlier. So, ready to take the first step? Let's go. But before we dive into the habits, let's understand why so many people fail when trying to change. So, why is it so hard to change habits? The answer is simple. We try to change everything at once. It's like that guy who decides to get fit, and on the first day, is already bench pressing 200 kilograms. Spoiler, he never goes back to the gym. The problem is that we focus on changes that are too big. We want to run a marathon before learning how to tie our shoes. And when we fail, because we do fail, we blame ourselves. Oh, I don't have discipline. I'm lazy. I'm a failure. Hold on, friend. You're not a failure. You're just starting the wrong way. The truth is, changing habits isn't about willpower. It's about strategy. And that's where atomic habits come in. Small changes that, over time, generate huge results. And the best part? They're so small that you don't even notice you're changing. Like that friend who starts saying bro. And suddenly, you're saying bro too. That's how it works. Now that you understand the problem, let's get to the solution. Here are the 4 steps to start improving 1% every day. So how can you start improving 1% every day? It's simple. Follow these 4 steps. First, you'll understand what atomic habits are and why they're so powerful. Spoiler, it's like planting a tiny seed and suddenly you have a forest in your life. Second, you'll discover the 1% rule. Improving a little bit every day seems small, but by the end of the year, you'll be 37 times better. Yes, basic math can be magical. Third, you'll learn how to identify keystone habits, those that have a domino effect and improve multiple areas of your life at the same time. Like brushing your teeth. It seems silly, but prevents toothaches, dentist bills, and that awkwardness in photos. And finally, you'll master the habit cycle, cue, routine, and reward. It's like a McDonald's combo, but healthy and without the regret afterward. Ready to dive into these steps? Let's go. Let's start with the first step, what atomic habits are and why they work so well. So, what are atomic habits? Imagine you're building a sandcastle. Each grain of sand seems insignificant, but when you put millions of them together, voila, you have a castle. Atomic habits are those grains of sand. They're small actions that, when repeated daily, generate a compound effect, like compound interest, but without the bank taking most of it. A classic example, reading 10 pages a day. It seems small, but in a year, you'll have read over 3,600 pages. That's like 12 books. And the best part, you won't even notice the effort. Now, imagine this applied to other areas of life. 5 minutes of exercise a day, 2 minutes of meditation, or even writing 1 sentence in your journal. They're so small that you have no excuse not to do them. And before you know it, these habits will become automatic. So the tip is start small, like really small. If you want to run a marathon, start by putting on your shoes. If you want to write a book, start with 1 sentence. The secret is not to underestimate the power of small actions. After all, even the Titanic sank because of an iceberg, and look at the size of that thing. Now that you know what atomic habits are, let's move on to the next step, the 1% rule. Now, let's talk about the 1% rule. Improving 1% every day seems small, right? Like, oh, just 1%? I want to change my life now. Hold on, friend. We've already seen that radical changes only work in superhero movies. Here's the magic. If you improve 1% every day, in a year, you'll be 37 times better than when you started. Yes, 37 times. It's like that compound interest everyone talks about, but no one really understands. Except, instead of money, you're investing in yourself. Let's take a practical example. Say you want to be healthier. Instead of trying to work out for 2 hours a day and giving up by Monday, start with 5 minutes of exercise. Tomorrow, do 6 minutes. Then 7. It seems small, but in a month, you'll already be doing 35 minutes without even noticing. And the best part, this approach avoids that classic cycle of I'm going to change everything on Monday, and by Tuesday, you're already eating a pack of cookies on the couch. Small steps, big results. It's math, not magic. Now that you understand the 1% rule, let's move on to the next step. How to identify the keystone habits that generate the biggest impact. Now, let's talk about keystone habits. These are the habits that have a domino effect, the ones that, when you do them, improve multiple areas of your life at the same time. Like that friend who always knows what to do and even helps you get a date. A classic example is exercise. When you work out, you not only get healthier, but you also boost your energy, improve your mood, and even sleep better. It's like a 3-in-1, but without costing $10.99. Another keystone habit is reading. Reading not only expands your knowledge, but also improves your communication, creativity, and even your problem-solving skills. And the best part, you can do it in your pajamas, without leaving home. So, how do you identify your keystone habits? Think about actions that have a positive impact on multiple areas of your life. It could be meditating, organizing your schedule, or even drinking more water. The key is to focus on what gives you the biggest return with the least effort. And if you're thinking, but I don't have time, remember, keystone habits are like investments. You put in a little now and reap the rewards later. And unlike the stock market, there's no risk of losing everything. Now that you know how to identify keystone habits, let's move on to the final step, the habit cycle and how to use it to your advantage. Finally, we've reached the habit cycle. Every habit has 3 parts: the cue, the routine, and the reward. It's like a McDonald's combo, but without the extra calories. The cue is the trigger that starts the habit. It can be something simple, like setting an alarm or seeing your workout clothes on the chair. Yes, the ones you use as a hanger. The routine is the action itself. It's the moment when you do the habit, whether it's meditating for 2 minutes, reading 10 pages, or doing 5 push-ups. And here's the tip: start small, like really small. If you want to meditate, start with 1 minute. If you want to read, start with 1 page. The key is to build the habit, not become a Buddhist monk overnight. And finally, the reward. This is the moment when you feel good for having done the habit. It could be the sense of accomplishment, a compliment in the mirror, or even a piece of chocolate. Just don't overdo it, okay? The secret is to understand the cycle and use it to your advantage. For example, if you want to build a habit of studying, choose a clear cue after breakfast, a simple routine, 10 minutes of reading, and a reward that motivates you, watching an episode of your favorite show. And if you fail, don't worry. Remember, even Batman has failed. The important thing is to get back into the cycle and try again. After all, habits are like relationships. They need time and consistency to work. Now that you know how to create atomic habits, let's move on to the most important part, how to maintain long-term progress. So, now you know how to start, but maybe you're thinking, what if I fail? What if I lose focus? Don't worry, friend. Failing is part of the process. Even Superman has bad days, and he literally flies. The important thing is not to give up. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. If you fail today, start again tomorrow. If you fail tomorrow, start again the day after. Progress isn't linear, but every small step counts. And here's a tip: celebrate the small wins. Did you complete a week of habits? Celebrate. Did you read 10 pages a day? Congratulations. These little celebrations keep you motivated and show you're on the right track. After all, the journey to becoming 1% better every day isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. And, like every marathon, the secret is to keep going, even when your legs hurt and the urge to quit is strong. You've got this. Now, before we wrap up, I have a special request for you. If these tips were helpful to you, I have a request. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment below which habit you're going to start practicing today. Oh, and if you know someone who also wants to improve 1% every day, share this video. After all, changing habits is easier when we do it together, right? Like that friend who convinces you to go to the gym and, in the end, you both go get ice cream. And if you're not following the channel yet, hurry over and hit the bell so you don't miss the next videos. There's a lot of good stuff coming, and you don't want to miss out, do you? Now, to wrap up, here's one last message for you. Remember, the journey to becoming 1% better every day starts with a small step. And today, you already know how to take the first one. It doesn't matter if you start with one page, one push-up, or 1 minute of meditation. What matters is starting, because in the end, it's the small habits that build great lives. So, take a deep breath, choose a habit, and start today. You're capable of more than you think. And if you need help, I'm here to walk this journey with you. See you in the next video. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Let's do this together.